All right, just for fun, I'm going to live stream opening up this box. Personally, I find box openings kind of boring. But this is a Creality 200B. I don't think there's any content on YouTube. It's not from the company at the moment that I'm doing this. There might be something. I didn't search today. And, you know, hey, it's a box with packing. We've all seen that, right? This printer appears to be mostly assembled. Let me think about this. You know what? I think the best way to open this is by cutting the bottom of the box off. Oh, I don't wish I had that bottom bit. So I used to make a fair amount of YouTube content, workshop content, and I kind of got away from it. I took a full-time job, and that kind of took up a lot of my time. And meanwhile, I started doing a lot of 3D printing. So, I mean, I've been doing that for years, and I like to make mechanical objects. I don't make pretty things or figures or anything like that. Although I respect the skill of the people that do those and paint them, that's not me. I like machines. So, let's see. That wasn't such a klutz. Now, I recently purchased two Ender 6s, which I have working. And my criteria for printers, I've got some DaVinci 1.0, 1.0As hacked over to Reciprocating. I'm an ABS printer. I print in ABS, and it's 2015 technology. So I wanted to update all my printers. I've got 4 DaVincis that I have working, so I'm going to replace it with 4 Creality printers probably. I've got 2 Ender 6s. Very happy with that. This is a more enclosable even than the Ender 6. It comes with a top that's got a big hole in it, but the hole's easily covered. I think there may even be something designed for it already. I'm not sure if this has linear bearings or not, but I think that it does. But I started off shopping for printers, and I was willing to go fairly high because I was making money with them, and I wanted to buy something nice. Looks like we got, ooh, that's a little baby spool. Get that stuff out of the way. Oh, I have an invitation to something. Let's see, there's the cover. More foam bits. And let's turn the lead screw. See if I can get that out of there. A little farther. This is the first time I've seen one of these. I haven't ran anybody in the United States that has one of these, so sometimes you got to take a chance and be an early adopter. Sometimes you're sorry when you do. But anyways, the Ender 6s, I had a part that I wanted to make that was bigger than 200 by 200 millimeter, or 190 by 190, which is what my DaVincis can do. And I was getting a little concerned about the Z accuracy on the DaVincis. I've rebuilt them several times. I know about everything there is to know about them. And I was just looking to get something that can print with a little bit greater precision. And the Ender 6s are doing that for me. But I thought, after I got the first one, I thought, I don't need 4 printers that size. That's like 250 by 250 by 400 high. I think it's actually 260 by 260. and I've got mine set for 390 high. If you try to use 400 millimeters of height on the Ender 6, you sometimes you hit a dead end with it. So we have the same carborundum surface here, which I've had no luck with on Creality. I'm just using the glass side, or the smooth glass side, with Elmer's Extreme glue stick. Elmer's Extreme glue stick is the only thing to use. All the other glue sticks are really terrible in comparison. Got an aluminum bed. I don't feel any insulation on it. So that'll probably be coming off of there and getting covered with insulation. Let's see. And I started a users group on Facebook if you want to join it. And it has to be things that have to do with this printer. No spamming, please. If you have a part or something that's good for this printer that you sell, sure, tell people about it. That's great, as long as it has something to do with this printer. And okay, let's move this aside. One of the things I wanted to know about this, see, the bed is a little bit flexible. On the Ender 6, man, that bed that's just raised by one screw in the back, it is amazingly stiff. I think this is going to be stiff enough. Let's see. Oh, we have grease. Now, I'm not for certain whether this has linear rails in it. It might just be bushings. In fact, it probably is. So we've got tools, memory stick, grease, acupuncture needles, zip ties, and the Ubiquitous side cutters. These are really pretty good quality. You know, I've gotten the impression from listening to the language closely on the Creality made videos that they're just a marketing company. I don't know whether they are or not, but if anybody knows, let me know. What I mean by a marketing company is they just put their name on other products, although I'm sure they put a lot of engineering into them. I don't know that they have their own plants, just by listening to the language. And it could be that I'm just missing something in the translation from the two languages. Oh, look. Ah, yeah. So here's the hole in the back. And I will be making something to plug that up, because I like to print with higher temp materials, higher temp filaments, so I can produce things that can be in unair conditioned spaces. PLA has some interesting properties, but in a hot environment, it's just not very good. We have the Ubiquitous scraper you can jab yourself with. Not a fan. Let's see. I see we have extra spare parts here. Probably another 0.4 nozzle. Those little blue keepers for the bone tube ends, I found on the Enders I had to replace right away. The bone tube couplers. Phillips screwdriver. Bone tube. There's bone tube installed, so this is extra. Yeah, I can. This and this is what you run into. And I don't know that it's going to happen with this printer or not. But we have filament runout sensor. We have their single drive filament feeder here. I've got a dual drive one left over from an Ender 6 that I took apart and built in reverse. So I had to buy the opposite hand aftermarket extruder mechanism. So I'll probably take this off and put my Ender one on here, my Ender 6 one on here, just to get rid of the plastic, because I understand these plastic ones from Creality don't hold up very long. Now, I think I'm going to say something that's realistic here. I think that you should regard these wonderful machines that you get from China as kits. I never expect one of them to work when I get it. I don't expect it to have all the good gear in it that I'd like to have. It would suit me. But I didn't pay $2,000 for it either, so I'm not going to cry. But I might put more money in it. I mean, my Ender 6s, those are about $550, and I'm putting a couple $100s in each one of them, and I will eventually add a direct drive system on it. So I'll end up with some money in them, but very adaptable, upgradable printer. Okay, well, I think we can plug this in. I'm going to look in the instructions really carefully. It looks like the instructions for the dating site or something there. That heart on there. Invitation, be the next customer. Oh, Creality Cloud. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to upload all my STLs to China. I don't think so. Well, thank you. Let's see here. 3D printer user manual. I want to make sure I'm not forgetting to remove something. Let's start on the first page. And do not. We have 910 per card. Okay, names of the parts. I think we all know what the parts are called. Tool list. Okay, I don't think I'm missing anything. Well, let's see if it works. Ooh. I didn't check the voltage switch. The Ender 5s come, the Ender 6s come set to 230. I don't see any access to it. Well, let's just see if it blows up anyways, right? Okay. I don't know if you can see the screen. Oh yeah. So let's go to settings, move home. Well, that worked. Let's see. Oops. This is a rectangle, not a square. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what's on the card. Well, that's interesting. It goes in contacts up. And let's see. Well, it's interesting that this is homed to this front right corner. feel a little bit of clicky play in this. It's not as stiff as the 6. What do we want to do here? Let's feed in, you know, any inbuilt files that it has is going to be for PLA, so let's don't resist. See what we get here. So filament spool holders in the back. Rather be inside or on the side. And those feet are pretty. Blue light came on. I'm hoping this can print my parts in acceptable quality. So that I can get more of them. It'll take me a while to determine that, maybe a couple of weeks. Okay. A mess here. Let's try their glue. I like Elmer's Extreme, but I don't know how big the first part is. Won't treat the whole table. Normally we'll be a little more careful. If that glue's no good, I'll clean it off. Okay. What we got? I won't go back. There we go. Okay, I'm going to start the warm-up because I want the hot end to be warm so that we're closer to running when the bed gets warm. Now, I can't lift this tube up and down in that fitting. The one in the back, I can click it up and down a tiny little bit, like a 1/4 millimeter. Let's see, print. I wish I knew how big these things was. Well, let's print 2Z, whatever that is. And we're heating. We'll leave that open. Yeah, I don't feel like I've done my due diligence before running this printer, since I'm under the pressure of this live stream. I have no expectation that it will work or that the part will stick. I haven't adjusted the bed height or anything like that, so it's no discredit to the printer if it doesn't print on the first try. Actually, you know, they did say in the instructions to level the bed. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and not skip any steps. We're going to do what they said, one layer of paper. Let's stop the print. Stop printing, yes. Settings, bed leveling. I don't like those sounds. I think this door's reversible. Okay. Pretty close, it's a little tight. That sucks. What's going on? Oh, of course. They had a stupid detector on here. There's a wire tie. They found their dummy. Okay. Let's go back to home. I'm not happy with my performance. Are you? Move home. It's interesting. The head doesn't home. Leveling. Okay. It's odd that it homes up in that front corner. Okay. Assume we're in corner 2. Yeah. Might not be able to get into position just yet. Okay, come back to the front. You always want to go around twice. Nope, I can't find it. This is boring. That's the problem with the live stream. You can't cut out the stuff nobody wants to see. Okay. I've actually taken to setting my bed height a little bigger gap than what most of these people recommend. A piece of paper is about 3/1000ths. And I find I get better prints if it's about 4 on my ABS settings. So I use a feeler gauge for that. Okay, so these all feel the same. Now let's go to the middle and see if we have Lake Erie. A little tighter in the middle. Okay. Now you big dummy. Let's go to, come on. PLA. Print, whatever that is. So I'm not intending to turn this video into us watching something print for an hour. But I would like to see something adhere to the bed and begin. And then I'll feel like I'm off to the races. And maybe I'll make a follow-up video a little later. But I started that Facebook group for this printer, and there's no content there. So I thought, hey, I need to put some kind of content there. And you know, once I get it printing successfully with PLA, it'll probably never see PLA again. This is a, by the way, it's not a it's not a Core XY cross. It's Cartesian cross. So what's important about that, it's got a rod running in both directions and a cross in the top. So it gives the head a lot of stability from rattling around or having a lot of play and slop in it. And that's one of the things that attracted me to this printer. I'm not a fan of the fact it doesn't look like it's going to be easy to upgrade hot ends. That's kind of one of my boxes I want to tick on printers. A feature that I like. So but if it prints really nice and I can get by with some 10-12 hour prints without filament jams, then I'll be fine with that, because there's plenty of parts available for Enders or for Creality printers in general. Now this does not have the standard, any of the standard Creality extruders in it. There we go. Wish I could see where the stepper motors are. I know very little about this printer. Oh, well. The first filament in it is gray. So I didn't purge that. All kinds of mistakes. Well, it looks like it's printing pretty good. I'm going to move you over here so you can see it. So that's running at 100% of the G-code speed it was set up with. I'm going to increase it to 125. Of course, it's printing the first layer, which is probably purposefully slow. Let's get this business out of here. I am impressed that it took off printing immediately. I had to put more effort into the Ender 6s to get a part off of them. It sounds running good at 125%. Let's bump it up. 150. So there's 150. 150% of whatever they've got it set for. And well, let's just go stupid fast. Let's put in 200. That looks pretty good. It looked like it was sliced to print at about, I don't know, 50 millimeters a second or something, so we're probably around 100 now. I'm going to have to take this thing apart to find the steppers in it. I cannot see them. They could be in the base. And what else do I see? I see the belt running across. The belt is in this dimension, not this dimension. It could be Crow XY in the sense that it's core XY but with the crossed rods. I'll have to learn. Where are those motors? I wonder if I could get my finger and pull it here. I wasn't careful. I bet I could. There's some, the corners have some cavity area. There could be a vertical shaft in those or something. I don't know. I kind of feel a little bit dumb here. I've not seen one taken apart, so I don't know. Oh, I see there's lights in this one. Let's see if I can turn those on. The print is still adhering and looking good. Let's see. Chassis frame, LED. Boom. Oh, I like that. I had to put lights in the under 6. You know, the funny thing is, you really can't get very much information off the Creality website. It's a bearing. You got to be an early adopter and gamble your money to find out how something works. This company has a pretty good reputation, though. You know, this is ridiculous. There's a pulley and a belt at each end of each arm, and they don't seem to go anywhere. Is that a tiny little stepper? Oh, I see now. Okay. So these rods here the rod that this is bearing on and moving, and these belts are running this way. There's a belt looping like this that's going all the way down to the bottom. So that's driven from under the floor here. And I'm probably going to see that on this side too. There's it here. I don't know. Would have been cool to have two of these. So I think, yeah, so what we have is a belt here and a belt here, running down to the into the base. You know, if I printed figures, I would know what that was, but I don't, so I don't. The top surface of that bottom layer looks pretty decent. And of course we're out of the gray filament and into the white now. So one of the limitations I was running into with my XYZ DaVincis, which were hacked and adjusted as far as I know about as well as they could be adjusted, is I didn't have good top surfaces. And it didn't seem like there was anything I could do to make the top surfaces good. And I would get some Z error in them, meaning that you would occasionally have little gaps in the side of the print. And it didn't seem to affect their strength, although you know it must to some degree. And I thought, well, if I move up 10 or if I move up 5 or 6 years in technology, maybe I will have better results. Now this is the first live stream I've ever done. I doubt if anybody's watching, but I'm not looking at chat, so I apologize. I'm an amateur. Maybe by the next time I'll have this worked out better. Probably nobody is watching. So the back comes off of this thing. I don't know, so far I'm pleased with what I'm seeing. It's fairly quiet. I'd say slightly louder than the Ender 6, but still pretty nice. Well, I think I'm going to let this object finish, and we'll call the stream here. So next time you see me, we may be doing ABS on this printer, or I may show you my Ender 6s and the modifications that they have. Thank you for joining me.